my name is Michelle and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about the internet's newest obsession 2026, directed by Curry Baker. Be warned, this video is full of spoilers, so please just click off and experience the film on your own for the first time. Now, for those people who've already watched it and are back to my video, let's talk about it and let's get into it. I am genuinely baffled by how many videos there already are on obsession on YouTube, and particularly they're all commentary and all video essays, and mine, you know how I'm about to stand out, it's a speed paint. Oh, so I'm doing this little fan art of a scene of the movie, and it's the flower pot scene, and yeah, I'm standing out, babes. So yeah, most of them are hour-long, in-depth video essays on the deeper meaning of the film and the full character essays and their motivations. But this is not it at all. I'm just a 17-year-old who stumbled upon a film and I can't shut up about it and has no one in their life to talk about the film with. So now I'm just screaming into the void that is YouTube. So, and I can't lie, I'm not exempt. I have watched Obsession. I've watched Obsession twice already since it came out, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the film both times, if not more on the second viewing. And it just feels like it's a very nuanced movie that was produced with a lot of love and care. And from my perspective, it's also a movie on bodily autonomy, toxic relationships, and everything. Like, you can just relate to Nikki in some aspects, even though you're not in the exact same situation as her. But as a woman, you really do feel for her. And yeah, it's very nuanced. So the movie itself is about a friend group of four people, and one of the guys, so it's a two guy, two girl type of friend group, and one of the guys is in love with one of the girls. And you know, this premise is really overdone in rom-coms where there's a friend group and one guy is trying to break through the friend zone. But this film takes that very simple, overdone premise and makes it very, very twisted, very dark, very grim, very, very creative way of telling this narrative that we've heard so many other times in so many other rom-com movies. And this film does not feel cliche, does not feel overdone. It feels very new and very well done. So yeah, it's just very incredible how the director, Curry Baker, or is it Barker, takes the premise and makes it completely his own. And side note, I said a lot of women can relate to Nikki because, as I said, this friend group is completely shattered, both metaphorically and actually, because in the end, everyone is dead. Literally, only Nikki survives, and this is all because one of the homeboys ruined the entire friendship by developing feelings for the other girl who is definitely not interested in them and has specifically and very clearly expressed how she feels about the guy. And in her own words, he's like a brother to her, like a brother and just a friend, but you know what, he still has feelings for her, and I can't blame him because Nikki mami mamacita, like a Latina mommy, I would also be very head over heels. But when the person that you're in love with clearly like she's clearly told you that she has no interest in you romantically, but you still go on and push and be weird about things. So many women can relate to Nikki in that situation because you don't want to lose a friend, but you also don't want to make a lover out of your, like, who you feel is your brother. So yeah, that's what's it called, a canon event in every girl's life. Okay, and I'm currently going through that, so guys, pray for a girl. So anyway, Bear makes a wish for Nikki to, quote, love him more than anyone else in the fucking world, end quote. And safe to say, he got exactly what he wished for. Because Nikki doesn't just love him, she's obsessed with him. Okay, so this is where I noticed autonomy being discovered as a. My gosh. This is where I discovered autonomy being discovered as a theme in the film because Nikki didn't choose to be romantically in love with Bear. She didn't choose any of her actions that she is performing with her own body. She can't choose the thoughts she's having because whenever she's wish corrupted, she isn't herself at all and she isn't able to express what she's feeling. She can't talk. Everything her autonomy is completely stripped away from her and she's doing actions that aren't her own. Her body is doing things that she doesn't want to. She feels completely helpless. And the moments that she does break through and it's the real Nikki, you can just hear the pain in her voice when she says, "It's not me. All these things that I'm doing, it's not me." And everyone sees like her as if she's gone bonkers and I completely understand how that feels. Having zero autonomy in something and you feel completely helpless is the worst feeling fucking ever. And I wouldn't want anyone to experience that. But Nikki is going through that because her friend, her so called friend, chose this for her. Narcissistically chose for her, even though at first Bear didn't know that the stupid wish toy would work. He narcissistically just said she would love him more than anyone else in the fucking world, completely disregarding her life, her other friends, her other peers. He just thinks about himself, and Nikki completely suffers because of that. Anyway, so another theme this movie is depicting is completely really obvious. It's toxic relationships. And even though it's highly dramatized, I believe it doesn't water down just how bad toxic relationships can get because both parties feel legally obligated to stay in this relationship. Because if Bear leaves, Nikki numerously threatens him with her own life and threatens suicide whenever he just once said like, "I feel like we need a break," and Nikki completely goes bonkers and threatens him with killing herself. Okay, and Nikki can't leave because the wish has corrupted her feelings and she legit doesn't have anything outside of Bear. Like when she's wish corrupted, all her thoughts, all her aspirations, they just go out the window, and she is living for nothing else than Bear, as per her obsession. And so you can clearly see how toxic the relationship got. Even though at first it was perfect, Bear got the girl of his dreams. The end it just kind of depreciates. It deteriorates right in front of his very eyes. How what he wanted for her has just become his biggest nightmare. And yeah, this movie is completely well made, well acted, well shot. It's a very beautiful film with a lot of tension, like the soundtrack, bro. Like, oh my god. Because you can completely feel the vibe change every time the beat drops. Like, you feel it drop to your stomach. Like, girl, especially in the scene that I'm painting right now. So, after doing the doubles tango, Alex Meyer fans. So after, doing what adults do, that night, Bear wakes up to Nikki standing in the corner of the room, acting very strangely, and she speaks of their relationship now being mutual and how she loves him more than he loves her. And she just screams, "Why don't you love me?" And just like completely runs. Like she doesn't even run. She like like there's so many unnatural movements that Nikki does sometimes that are very unsettling, and I feel like that is like 10 times better than any jump scare could ever be. Like I would legit just like feel my hands start shaking. But then yeah, she runs to the living room and then there's complete silence. Complete silence. Like oh, you just feel the silence in the room with you. And then she just moves back into the room with a flower pot of what's it called, covering her face. And there's again complete silence after a loud like, oh my god, because every time she moves very unnaturally, there's this very loud sound that's just like emotion, like, you know how there's a shoo, but this is very loud and very dramatized, and then followed by complete silence. She just has a flower vase to her face, and you don't know anything that she's gonna do with it. You don't know the next move. You don't know what's gonna happen next. You don't know if she's gonna smash it over Bear's head. You don't know anything, and that's very like creepy and very unsettling. And then she just puts it down and says, "For Sandy, his dead cat, which she cooked." Girl, like, oh my, there's so many times in this film where it's very silent and you just have to really anticipate what's gonna happen next because you don't know anything that's gonna happen. Because there are some movies that's gonna just like, you don't get any moment of silence to form your own thoughts and make the movie, like, you don't have time to do that because it just feels very loud the entire time. But this movie, there's so many times where it just goes completely silent and you have to fill the silence with your own thoughts and opinions. So I feel like, whoa, that was a very good call on the director's end. It makes the film 100 times better because the amount of intensity, you can feel the intensity, bro. You can feel the tension. You can feel the fear, both in Bear and in the audience. Because in our view, we're kind of like seeing it through Bear's eyes. We're seeing everything through Bear's eyes. We see how Nikki is changing, how he sees the changes and is trying to explain it to the other friends in the friend group, but no one is understanding just how bad it is. We're seeing him realize that his wish did actually have an effect on Nikki, and he doesn't know what the next step is. And yeah, just go and watch the film if you haven't. I haven't spoiled much. Honestly, I don't think I have spoiled much, but this is clearly one of my favorite movies that I've seen in recent memory. Actually, I feel like Nora is really up there, and then this film, I don't know, Nora has a grip on me. That's clearly gonna be a next episode, so please stick around. And the only thing that I wish this movie could have offered me was a bit more context. Okay, a little context if you care to listen. Because I feel like if they had expounded too much on the One Wish Willow, the little toy that Bear broke to make the wish, it would have lowered the stakes, I feel like. Because in many films that have something like this where we need a subject matter expert, it just like lowers the stakes. Like now you know exactly what to do to finish what you've started. And I feel like the mystery was put in there just to make the audience think more on how you can undo the spell. You only get one wish, this and that. You don't know if Nikki is demon possessed, wish corrupted. You don't know what language to use because you don't know much about the One Wish Willow. And I feel like that was a very intentional little addition. But it also makes me feel like, girl, I feel like I don't know anything about this thing and I'd really like to learn more. So if there's ever an extension of this universe where the One Wish Willow exists, I would really love to learn more. Because even when Bear calls customer service about his wish, they're like, I don't know, man. The only way you can undo your wish is by dying, you know? And there's not really much context, and you just hear the real Nikki being trapped, and all you can see is this other version that the wish has created. So you don't know what's going on, and I really do understand why they did that, but I'd really love more context, okay? And yeah, big ups to Indy who acted Nikki. The acting was phenomenal. She switched emotions in seconds, and you really did feel the tension of every emotion she was bringing on screen. And yeah, it's a very amazing movie. I understand why everyone and their mama are talking about this movie. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed my art. Here's the finished product of my little, what's it called? My fan art of Indy acting as Nikki in this film. And hopefully, if I didn't talk about something or if you have something to add, please make sure you put your comments right up your ass. No, I'm kidding. Please make sure you write all your opinions and drop everything that you think this movie is about, any hidden themes, any hidden messages, right in the comment section down below. Like, subscribe, hype, and do everything that a bestie should do. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.